Hello, here is the concluding part of our beaded tissue box. I'm going to put the link of the first part of the tissue box in the description of this video. So this is the cover. This will be the top of the tissue box, and here is the opening where we take out the tissue. So after finishing this part, you take your fishing line and you enter into any of the beads. You start anywhere. So I've taken my arm's length fishing line and I've entered the very first bead here. So we are going to go in a row of 4-4. So my fishing line is already coming out of one bead. I'm going to add 3 beads to my left hand. I'm starting with the golden beads, the champagne gold. So fishing line is coming out of one. I'm going to put the 3 beads on the left side of the fishing line, and I will cross with the third one. So we are crossing with the third one. So after crossing, you take the right hand fishing line and you enter the very next bead. So you go into the very next bead with the right fishing line. And with your left, you add 2 beads. Now we have the both fishing line coming out of 2 beads. So we are adding 2 beads to the left hand of the fishing line to make our ring of 4. You cross with the second bead you added on the left hand. It will give you your second row of 4. You start with 3 beads, you continue with 2 beads. Now we are crossing again into the next bead, this one, with the right hand fishing line. We go into the next bead with the right fishing line, and with your left fishing line, you are adding 2 beads and locking with the second bead added. So you've gotten your third row of 4. We are going to keep on repeating the step 2. Enter into the next bead with the right fishing line, and with the left, put 2 beads and lock with the second one. 2 beads, lock with the second one. So we are going to continue till we get here. Then when you get to bead number 18, I will show you how to go about it. So go into the next bead with the right hand fishing line, add 2 beads to the left and cross with the second bead. 2 beads, cross with the second bead. Go into the next with the right hand, add 2 beads to the left fishing line and cross with the second one. So continue till you get to row 17 and we'll do row 18 together. Okay, I'm on row 17 now. So I'm putting 2 beads on the left hand of the fishing line and I'm crossing with the second one. So now I'm on the last row, 18. I'm doing the same, passing the fishing line with the right hand, and with the left hand I'm dropping 2 beads and crossing with the second bead I added. Entering the next bead. So we are going to keep repeating the same thing till we go around, till we get to this place, till we go around the box. Keep on with this till you get to the final bead here. You keep passing with the right fishing line into the next bead. To the next bead, on your left fishing line, add 2 beads and lock with the second one. I'm going into the next one. The left fishing line, I'm adding 2 beads and I'm locking with the second bead I added. So continue till you get to the final bead and then we will step up together into the next bead. 2 beads on the left fishing line and lock with the second one. So continue till you go around the mat. So you continue till you get here, and we will step up to the end of the first row. So I have, I'm putting my 2 beads on the left hand of the fishing line, and I'm crossing with the second bead, entering the next one, putting my 2 beads on the left hand fishing line and crossing with the second one. Now we have arrived at the final row, as the final row of 4. So you can see there is 1, 2, and 3, like we did from the matting. So once we get to the end of the row, we enter 2 beads this time instead of 1. So we enter this center bead and we step up onto this bead. So watch closely. So I'm entering with the right fishing line, the very next bead. That's 1. And then I'm stepping up to start the second phase. So you step up and you go up into the bead right beside it. So when you get to the last place, you are entering with your right hand fishing line into 2 beads. So this time you are only working with 1 bead because your fishing line are coming out of 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. So you are taking 1 bead and you are dropping it on one of the fishing line, and you cross with the other end of the fishing line. So the first row is closed. Now we are going to start the second row now. We are going to start with 3 beads because both fishing lines are coming out from this one single top bead. So this time around we are switching to the blue. So you start by picking 3 of your blue beads. Put all the 3 on the left hand fishing line and cross with the third one. So I have my 3 beads on the left side of my fishing line and I'm crossing with the third one. We are ready for the phase 2 now. You go into the next 1 bead with the right hand fishing line. Pass your right hand fishing line into 1 bead right beside where you started. So now we are going to continue with 2 blue beads. Put the 2 beads on the left hand of the fishing line and lock with the second one you added. So you can see it's the same thing. Now we are entering the very next bead now with the right fishing line. Go into the next bead with your right fishing line and pull firmly. Now you repeat the second step by picking 2 beads. Drop the 2 beads on the left side of the fishing line and lock with the second blue bead you added. So continue, go into the next bead with your right fishing line. Pick up 2 blue beads, drop them on the left hand of your fishing line and cross with the second one. So you are going to repeat this step 2 with the 2 blue beads and go all the way to the end. I'm going to do this 2 more times. Into the next bead with the right fishing line. Pick up 2 blue beads, drop the 2 on your left side of the fishing line and cross with the second one. Go into the next one with the right fishing line, the right hand fishing line. Pick up 2 blue beads, drop them on the left and cross with the second one. So continue until you go around till you get to the end of this place. Then I will show you how to step up again. Continue with 2 blue beads till you go around. Okay, so I'm getting to the end of this row. I'm keeping on with the 2 beads on the left fishing line and crossing with the second one. I cross with the second one. So we are back So where we are going to step up now. So we are passing the right fishing line into the middle bead. So you go into the middle bead and then you go up into this bead, into the blue bead. You go up into the blue bead. It's the same thing we did during the first row. So once you get to the last row, you enter into the middle bead and you step up, entering into the blue bead. So you are passing your right hand fishing line twice. You pick one bead. After passing twice, you drop it on one of the fishing line and you cross with the other fishing line. So it's bringing you to the top to start your new row. So starting with your new row now, we always start with 3 beads. Now we are going to the champagne gold now. So we've done gold, we've done blue. Now we are going back to the gold now. So here's the gold. We start with 3 beads because fishing line, both of the fishing line are already coming out from 1 bead. And it's a row of 4. So you pick up your 3 beads, you drop the 3 on the left fishing line, and you cross with the 3rd one. And I'm crossing with the 3rd one. So once you cross, it will bring you to the start of the 3rd row of our matting. So we are going to continue again with our step 2. You pass with your right hand into the next bead, pick up 2 gold bead, drop the 2 on the left hand of the fishing line, and cross with the 2nd one you added. Entering the next bead with the right hand fishing line, pick up 2 gold bead and lock with the 2nd one. And I'm locking with the 2nd one. So now you continue the step 2 till you get to the end. So I'm going to continue mine off camera so I don't make this video too long and boring for you guys. So you're going to continue with the matting all the way to the end. So I will meet you at the final row here for stepping up. I'm approaching the end of the 3rd row, so I'll keep passing with the right hand fishing line into the next bead, going to the next bead with the right hand fishing line, add 2 of the gold beads on the left fishing line and lock with the 2nd one. So I'm passing again with the right fishing line into the next bead, and with the left I'm adding 2 beads and I'm locking with the 2nd bead I added. So now we are at the end now. So we are entering with the right fishing line into the next 2 beads. To step up, you enter into the next 2 beads. So you go into this middle bead, the next one with the right fishing line into the middle bead, and you go up. Both fishing lines are coming out of 3 beads, so we drop 1 bead on one side of the fishing line and we lock with the other end of the fishing line. Now we've closed off round 3. Now we start again with blue beads. We're going to the blue beads now. We start with 3 beads, put all the 3 on the left hand of the fishing line and lock with the 3rd one. So you always start a new row with 3 beads and you lock with the 3rd one you added. So I'm locking with the 3rd bead. So it's just I'm just repeating the same thing we've been doing from beginning. So once it is locked, you go into the next bead, this one, with the right fishing line, enter the next bead, and with your left fishing line, you add 2 beads. Now we are working with the blue bead. Add 2 of your blue color and lock with the 2nd bead you added. We'll keep on. Enter into the next one with the right fishing line. enter the next bead, and with your left fishing line, add 2 beads and cross with the second one. So you're going to keep on till you get to the end, to this place. So we continue by entering into the next bead. This is very repetitive, so you can watch a movie at the same time, or get yourself a cup of coffee or some snacks on the side. And on the left hand, add your 2 beads and cross with the second bead you added. Entering the next one. And with the left, add your 2 beads and cross with the second one. So continue to do this. Continue doing this till you get to this place. Till you get to this place, at the end. So you can see the pattern is it's already forming. It's already forming. So continue. And when we get here, we'll have to step up again till we close off the whole of this place. Okay, now we're approaching the end of our 5th row. So I'm picking up my 2 golden beads and I'm dropping them on the left side of the fishing line, and I will cross with the second bead I added. Entering the next bead. I'm dropping 2 gold beads on the left side of the fishing line, and I'm crossing with the second bead. So now we have to close our row 5. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. We are closing our row 5 now. We are going to do the same thing. You enter into the blue, which is the center bead, and you step up into the gold to start row 6. Drop 1 bead on the left of the fishing line and you cross with it. Now we are going back to the blue. We start with 3 blue beads. Drop the 3 beads on the left side of the fishing line and cross with the third one. Crossing with the third one. enter the next bead with your right fishing line. So we are going to continue with 2 beads. Drop the 2 beads on your left side of the fishing line and lock with the second bead. So now continue with 2 beads.
Let's make the bottom, the cover for the box. So you skip the very first one on the side of the 10, skip the first one and enter the number 9, enter the next one. So you are skipping this first bead on the short side of the box. Skip the first bead, put your fishing line in the very next bead and drop 3 beads on the left side of the fishing line. Then you lock with the third one. So I'm locking with the third one. With the right fishing line, enter the next bead. Go into the next bead with the right fishing line. And you drop 2 beads on the left side of your fishing line. 2 beads. Drop on the left side of the fishing line and cross with the second one. Passing the right hand fishing line into the next bead. And drop 2 beads on the left fishing line. Cross with the second one. We're going to do this till then we'll stop on the bead before the last one. Repeating this till we get to the one before the last. So we are stopping here. Into the next bead. Drop 2 beads on the left of the fishing line and cross with the second one. Into the next bead. Drop your 2 beads and cross with the second one. Going to the next one. Drop your 2 beads and cross with the second one. To the next bead. So continue watching. I'm repeating the same step 2 that I have started. So I'm on the one before the last now. I'm going into the one before the last with my right hand. This time around, I'm putting both beads on the right side of the fishing line. I'm putting 2 beads on the right side, not on the left now, on the right, and cross with the second bead. So when you cross, it's going to bring you to the top. Now you're going to work your way with the fishing line and you start from here. Remember, we skipped the first bead and we started from the second one. On this row, we skipped this bead and we started from this one. So this time around, we are going to skip this one and we'll work our fishing line to the very next bead. So I'm just working my way till I get to where I'm going to start. So you go down, enter into the beads and work your way, work your fishing line to where you will start. So just watch closely. So I'm entering the center bead. Now I'm going up. So I'm just going round or going into the way I'm starting. So I've walked one end of the fishing line to where I want to start. I'm walking the other end of the fishing line to the same spot. So go down into the bead, go into the center bead, if you want to skip this part, then you have to be cutting your fishing line for each row. But if your fishing line is long, there's no need to be using separate fishing line. You just walk your way, walk the fishing line to where you want to stop. Now my fishing line is on the bead before the last. So this is the last bead, this is the bead before the last, and that's where I will be starting. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm adding 3 beads, and I'm going to cross with the third one. So I have my 3 beads and I'm crossing with the third one. So we are doing the same thing. You pass with the right fishing line into the next bead. Go into the next bead. So this time you have two beads on the fishing line, so you add 2 now. The same thing is the same matting we have been doing, except this time we are stopping at the bead before the last. So I have my 2 beads and I'm locking with the second bead I added. Entering with the right fishing line into the next bead. And I'm adding 2 beads and locking with the second one. So we are going to repeat the same thing for each rows. So instead of stopping on the last one, we are stopping on the bead before the last. So we stop here. So just watch. I'm going to complete the second row and then you will finish up the rest. Into the next bead with the right fishing line. Add your 2 beads to the left fishing line and cross with the second one. So we're on the bead before the last, that's where we are stopping. Into the next one. So you see our triangle is starting to form. So we are doing the same thing. We are going to walk our way to the bead before the last. So we are not starting where we stop. We are starting from the next bead. So I'm going to walk my fishing line to the next bead before I will now start the next row. So I'm just passing into all the 4 beads to walk my way into the next bead that I'm going to start from. Because you don't start from where you stop, else you will not get the triangle shape. So I'm walking the other side of the fishing line to join the right hand fishing line. So you go into all the rows of beads, the 4 rows of beads, the 4 ring, the last 4 ring. You pass your fishing line inside and it will bring you to the next place you want to walk. And if you don't want to be passing, you have to prepare several different fishing lines. When you finish one, you tie, and then you pick up the next one. When you finish, you tie and trim off as well. But this is the best method. Just walk the 2 ends of the fishing line to where you want to start. So now we have walked our fishing line away from where we stopped. We are starting in the next bead. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting 3 beads on my left fishing line, and I'm beads locked with the 3rd one. I'm entering the next bead, going to the I'm starting again with 3 beads and I'm locking with the third one. Next bead right beside it. I'm dropping in my 2 beads. So at this point, we are done. We are done for this side of the box. So you are going to do exactly what you did here. You are going to do it on the other side of the box. You are going to do exactly the same thing on this side. So you take your fishing line and you enter the very first, you skip the first one and you enter the second bead. So right now, I'm just going to pass around the fishing line and I will tie. So once you're finished, when you finish, you should have 2 beads at the top. This way, you should have 2 beads left at the top, and that is when you will stop. Once you get to 2 beads, you stop the matting. So now I'm going to pass around and I will tie. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video. Click on the notification bell so that when I upload new videos, you will be the first to see it. As usual, thank you so much. I love your support and encouragement on this channel. Please help this channel to grow by sharing, liking, and subscribing. So now I can trim off the excess. So we are going to do exactly what we did on this side. We are going to do it for the other side of the tissue box. So start with a new fishing line, skip the first bead and enter the next one. So you're entering this one. So you skip the bead number 10 and start from bead number 9. And then you start with your 3 beads and you lock with the third bead. So you lock with the third one. So you are doing exactly what we did on this side. We are doing it to this side. So watch the way I did this side closely and use it to finish the other side of the box. I'm going to work my way to this bead. Remember, we are not starting on the last bead. So I'm working my fishing line to start on the bead before the last. So I'm finishing up with the second side of the beaded tissue box holder. So I've also come to the end of this side of the holder. So both ends are ready. I'm going to pass the fishing line into several beads and I will tie and trim off the excess. The same thing we did for this side of the box. So there we have it. Our tissue box, it's ready. So you open the enclosure. You bring in your tissue box. You take off the top of the tissue box. Once it's taken off, you drop it in the tissue box. Then you close. Close your tissue box. Just bring down the parts that you have weaved. Bring it down. Voila. So you have your bottom and you flip on the table. And there you have your tissue. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate. Do try out this video. Let me know your thoughts, your suggestions in the comment section, and check out my other videos. Also, I'll be dropping the first part of this video. I'm going to drop the link in the description below. You can also look for it in my channel. It's labeled part 1, and it's going to be the same picture of the beaded tissue box on it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Support this channel by subscribing, sharing, and liking the video.